Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 23 Live Feed Spoilers. We are really just about 24 hours exactly from the latest eviction show. Are you going to get the biggest blindside surprise in Big Brother history?
Oh, or is Sarah Beth still going home?
Nothing's happening, guys. Listen, we can...
We got to try to make things exciting for you guys. We knew that this week was going to be a little bit dry, but we gotta keep it rolling.
Yeah, this is what we like to call a tease in the TV business. You like to get them hooked, and then they keep coming back for more. Okay, listen, we'll take off the programming executive hat here because guess what, everybody? Sarah Beth is still going home, but at least today she's campaigning.
Yeah, she's done her best to campaign and sell herself the best way that she can. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a situation where almost everybody in the house is getting rid of her. Nobody's at the point where they're going to tell her yet. She's still pretty oblivious about the whole thing. So it's a situation where she probably thinks in her head, okay, I need to do what I can to sort of show the bare minimum that I'm campaigning. I'm trying, not realizing that she should be running a sprint when instead she's just kind of slow jogging.
Yeah, I mean, listen, everybody campaigns at their own speed, but in this case with Sarah Beth, it just doesn't matter. I mean, she could sprint all the way to tomorrow night. It's just, it isn't going to matter.
No. And we'll talk about the specifics that are going on here, but before we do, if you guys do enjoy this video, there is that subscribe button. It is beckoning for you to press it. It wants to make sure. I don't know why I'm personifying the button, but just hit the button, everyone.
Yeah, we have Big Brother live feed updates all the time, every day, and we've actually also started some of our preseason Survivor coverage. We have our first video up here at the channel, so you can take a look at that as well.
I'm so ready for Survivor.
I can't wait.
I know. It feels like I was about to say it feels like it's been forever, but the truth is it actually has been forever, so there's no feels about it anymore.
No, we're both really excited about that, and we'll be covering that all season as well.
All right, so Tiffany was one of the people that Sarah Beth talked to, and, she didn't say that Sarah Beth was going, but out of all the conversations that we've seen, hers was definitely the most where she was sort of discussing all the reasons that she could get rid of Sarah Beth to her, which is close to the same thing, really.
Yeah, she didn't say she's going, but just kind of you're a good player, people feel threatened with you in the house kind of thing, She's going for that jury vote to, gas her up as she's going out the door.
Once again, another reminder that Tiffany is a really good player because, Tiffany, you said you're such a good player. So it's like, Tiffany, these are the things that people should actually be saying about you, that you're such a good player, that you're really, really dangerous. There's plenty of people who aren't super big fans of Sarah Beth in this game.
Yeah.
It's a really good sell for her because then if, Sarah Beth sees this goodbye message from Tiffany and she says these same things again, she'll just be like, oh, I get it. I understand. Tiffany's so straight up. She's telling me how great I am. That's what people want to hear.
Yes, it is, which is, yes, again, another reason why Tiffany is playing the best game in the house for me. I think that her game is she's done such a good job at this, and she really is making sure those jury votes are in place, and that's how you win the game.
Yeah, and another part of Sarah Beth's campaigning today, which, by the way, yesterday was just complete, nothing burger when it comes to anything game-related almost at all, but, she talks to Alyssa, and her main, line of thinking here is telling her that, okay, if you keep me, I'm going to lay low. I'm going to do the human version of the Homer Simpson go into the bushes gif where he's just sort of hiding out and nobody's going to really see any surprises from me. She really tries to emphasize how predictable she is in the game versus Kyland.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best campaign I've ever heard. Laying low and basically I'm kind of gonna just float around until I get closer to the end. I mean, we are really getting quite close to the end. Nobody wants to hear that you're gonna lay low and kind of just be predictable at this point in the game. If you're not a game player and you're not here to play, you don't want to win anything, you're not offering Alyssa anything, being I'm gonna lay low. Okay, well, how does that help?
Let's role play a situation here where I'm coming to you to campaign, and what I'm going to say is,
No,
hey,
you're out.
so, okay. Here's what I would say: is, hey, just guess what? Here, I want to lay low, and what I want to do actually here is not be a target. That way, it should basically be like, so you could be a target ahead of me. Like, why would you tell someone that you want to just hide, because that makes versus somebody who's probably going to be a target moving forward?
She offered Alyssa nothing.
Nothing. Like, this is such a... even if she wasn't already going, this is such a bad campaign to make. And just basically so I'm just going to hide out. And also, by the way, Kyland, claiming that Kyland is sort of the wild card here, I will say this. There is one thing incredibly predictable about Kyland, and no, I'm not talking about his social media complaining of company's history. I'm talking about him having 2-hour conversations with every single person every day. You know what you're getting with Kyland, and that is he's going to irritate the you-know-what out of you.
Yes, Kyland is predictable in that way. You know that he's going to talk your ear off. You know you're going to hear where he's coming from. I mean, it's just... Yeah, that campaign to Alyssa was a 0 out of 10. Real bad.
No. Okay, well, let's get into another edition of Facepalm Weekly, where we facepalm a terrible decision somebody is making in the game.
Weekly?
Well, Facepalm Daily, actually, I think should be the better name for this segment. Listen, this is the pilot episode. It doesn't have a full name yet.
To say.
This week, today on Facepalm Daily, we turn to Alyssa, who tells Hannah that, that she would nominate potentially Claire and Kyland moving forward, and that the target would be Kyland. Ain't nobody care who your target is, Alyssa.
No.
This is really just and if Claire wins and targets Alyssa or puts Alyssa up, they are the Spider Women pointing at each other. Like,
they are.
This is just like, hey, we both want to seal our own fate even worse than we already have. Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Alyssa does not know about the cookout, so I mean, she's playing the game that she thinks is before her. She just doesn't know.
This is where I think it's good to draw a distinction, because Big Brother 20, and I'm about to conjure up Faute. I know this will generate mixed reactions here, but the thing with Faute was they were just a bunch of bad players. I'm not sorry for saying it. There's just Fessy, Okay, so they were just bad. The difference between them and I feel like this season is that I don't think that Claire is bad. I don't think Alyssa is horrendous. I think this is more of what the cookout has done right than what these players are necessarily doing super, super wrong.
I agree.
It's just fun to rail on people when they're down. Like, let's just be clear. This is what we do in Big Brother.
Okay, so Kyland also did campaign to Derek F. He's doing what he can to sort of show respect in the game. He's not just sitting back and being like, well, I know I got the votes. I know I'm staying. Like, he's still putting in effort, which... You know me, I like to see it. I don't want to see anybody feeling real secure in their spot.
I will say this. If Kyland comes up to me in the game at this point and is like, hey, can you go into this room with me to campaign? I know what's coming for the next 2 hours, so I am doing the Homer Simpson go into the bushes gift.
No, I would just be like, I don't need to hear your campaign. You are good. Don't even worry about it. Pat him on the back. Send him on his way.
Yeah, like, this is it's totally like the equivalent of, like, let's say you have a buddy who has, like, a really weird hobby that they talk about all the time. Like, maybe it is, like, I collect... This is kind of gross, but it's the only thing that's popping into my head. I collect celebrity bubble gum that they have, like, found on, like, the pavement or something somewhere. It's like, they want to be like, hey, can you see my collection? That's when you just run away and be like, no, it's impressive. Just tell them what they want to know and leave.
No, that's when you're like, we're not friends anymore. That's unsanitary. You need to pick another hobby. We can't be friends. Don't call me. Lose my number.
This is where I need to come up with analogies before we come on to do the video. Sometimes you wing it and you come up with great stuff. Sometimes you wing it
you do.
And the plane just goes straight off the cliff, everyone.
And it turns into celebrity bubblegum collector off the street. Who wants that person as a friend? Let us know in the comments.
I'm going to become the Homer gift Simpson gift now. No, wait, I can't, because we have more of a video to do.
Yeah.
So Kyland and Hannah last night, they they discuss telling Sarah Beth, of course, before she goes that she's going to be evicted because we can't have nice things in Big Brother like a surprise blindside vote.
Again, people don't want to go out looking like a clown or feeling like they got clowned by people that they care about, especially Kyland. Kyland is very close with her. He needs and would want to be able to secure that vote. And I feel like if Kyland's at the end, Sarah Beth is going to give that vote.
Yeah.
But if she feels really betrayed by him, that, you know, he knew all this time that she was leaving and she went out looking like a clown, that might change. That does happen.
I'm going to, okay, here's what we're going to do here. We're going to drop some insider knowledge on everybody. And by insider knowledge, this is news that probably a lot of you know already. But, okay, see, there's suspicion in the house right now that tomorrow is an endurance competition. The backyard has been closed for a long time. And with that in mind, when there's an endurance, production is often like, hello, guys, we need you to put on workout gear.
Yeah.
If the show starts tomorrow night and Sarah Beth is wearing like a fancy dress or something like that, then clearly Kyland or someone else has told her in advance she is going.
Yes, I know everybody enjoys a good blindside, but if you're in the game and you're playing the game, this is the right move. You want the jury votes.
Yeah.
You gotta get those jury votes.
By the way, this is one of my favorite hilarious things that Big Brother does. They like try to act like there's all this drama on a live show and you watch the start of it and there's like Sarah Beth sitting in a fancy dress. Everybody else is in workout gear.
Yeah.
It's just like, can you guys not tell them to like, don't do this? Like, can't you just send that message?
Yeah.
This is your show. It doesn't matter how people, I would, if I was on Big Brother, not going on Big Brother, I would want to go out in a costume. Like, let me go out in like a unitard or something really, really stupid.
Or just tell them, you have a 2-minute commercial break. In that 2 minutes, you get on your clothes. Have them right there, ready to go, and then get into the backyard.
All right. Off the soapbox. Well, the last thing we got to talk about here is Kyland and Tiffany had a conversation about going to the final 3. And they wanted to go to the final 3 with Hannah. But the problem here is, of course, that it's just, I don't know if Tiffany believes any of this. I don't know if she's just saying this to Kyland. But the funny thing, of course, is that for Tiffany, of course she wants this because she wants to go to the final 2 with Hannah.
Yes, this works out perfectly for her because I think that she can be Kyland.
Yeah.
And I know that Kyland has won a lot, and I know that in new Big Brother competition wins, you know, they're really important, but I just feel like this group of people, you know, there are some super fans in here that have watched before it was competition wins. How many you got? Show me your resume. That the actual social game does matter. And I think and I hope that they are going to take into consideration that this is a huge part of the game. It is an even bigger part of the game to me than actually winning stuff, because if you don't have that social game and you can't control the game with the votes, then you don't really have anything. It's like sending people to jury and you didn't do any sort of jury control. If you don't have that vote going out the door, then you don't have that vote.
Preach. And by preach, I mean you preach it and not preach, which is what Frank said on Big Brother 14. Nobody's bringing that back.
Preach.
It should have never happened in the first place. No, I agree fully. And I think Tiffany, no matter what, if that's the final 3, I think Tiffany wins the game. I believe in my heart the jury would respect that. And I just think ultimately, once again, Tiffany snowing over everybody. If this happens to be the final 3, she's in a great spot, even though she's talking as though she might throw the final HOH if Hannah has a chance to win it, which is just sort of like, okay, you know, she'd probably take you and you don't have to burn anything with Kyland. That's great, but I'd want to win the final HOH. It doesn't matter who I'm there with. I ain't taking any chances.
No, I do not understand. The final HOH is like, you just win them. You need to win them. Like, don't leave anything to chance. Have we not learned anything from last season where Nicole Franzel was pretty positive, 100% she was going to die on that hill, that Cody was going to take her? We all saw how that all went out. So, you know, you really can't put your game in someone else's hands at the finish line. It's a crazy bad move.
Well, we'll tie everything up here. We'll be back tomorrow to discuss everything else that's happening. But for now, what do you guys think is going to happen moving forward this week? Who do you want to see win endurance? Let us know in the comments, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you here next time.